You know what really makes toxic people run. It's not you calling them out. It's not you proving them wrong. It's when you become completely unreachable. And let me be clear. I'm not talking about becoming cold or shutting everyone out. I'm talking about clarity, crystal clear awareness of who you are, what you allow, and what you will never tolerate again. Here's the truth no one tells you. Toxic people don't fear kindness. They feed on it until you put something rare, something powerful, around it, a shield they can't get through. That shield is built from three things. Emotional intelligence, so you can recognize their game and refuse to react to it. Psychological boundaries, so they know exactly where they stop and you begin. Unshakable self-worth, so you never trade your peace for their approval. When these three pieces lock together, you stop being a target, you become untouchable. It's like walking into a room with a presence so grounded, so steady, that people can feel it before you even speak. Toxic people sense it immediately. They know they can't manipulate you, can't push your buttons, can't drain you, so they do the only thing they can, they disappear. And the best part, you didn't have to fight them, you didn't have to expose them, you simply became someone they could no longer reach. Part 1. The three elements that protect you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like someone knew exactly how to push your buttons, and you reacted before you even realized what happened? It's like they had the remote control to your emotions, and they knew every single channel. That stops today. If you want to be untouchable to toxic people, there are three elements you need to master. Think of them as the three locks on the door to your peace. If just one is missing, they'll find a way in. But when all three are in place, you don't just protect yourself, you transform yourself. First, emotional intelligence. This is your ability to recognize what's happening inside you, the rise of anger, the sting of guilt, the wave of anxiety, and still stay in control. Toxic people thrive on reactions. If they can get you to explode, they'll paint you as the problem. If they can make you feel guilty, they'll get you to say yes to something you don't want. But when you can pause, breathe, and respond with intention instead of impulse, you're telling them, without a single word, you don't have access to my mind anymore. Second, psychological boundaries. Boundaries are not about building walls so high that no one can reach you. They're about having a gate, one you control. A gate that only opens for those who respect your value. This means you're clear on what behavior you accept, and what crosses the line. If someone constantly drains you, disrespects you, or manipulates you, you don't keep the door wide open just because it's polite. You decide who gets to step in, and who stays outside. Third, unshakable self-worth. This is the belief, the unshakable belief, that your time, your energy, and your peace are non-negotiable. You're no longer asking, do they think I'm worth it? You already know you are. And when you live with that kind of self-worth, you stop chasing approval. You stop bending your values to fit someone else's comfort. You start protecting your life the same way you'd protect something priceless, because that's exactly what it is. When you combine emotional intelligence, strong boundaries, and unshakable self-worth, something amazing happens. Toxic people don't just lose their grip on you. They lose interest in you completely, because they can't control someone who doesn't react, can't manipulate someone with a closed gate, and can't convince someone to trade their peace for scraps of validation. The truth is, these three elements don't just protect you, they redefine you. You walk differently, you speak differently, and long before you say a word, people can feel it. Part 2. The power of silence. There's a reason silence makes toxic people so uncomfortable. It cuts off their power supply. Think about it. Manipulators thrive on your reactions. Every time you get angry, defensive, or anxious, you're giving them data. They study it, they store it, and they use it to control you. But when you choose silence, when you refuse to react, you're suddenly not giving them anything to work with. It's like they've been playing a game of chess with you for years, and now you've stopped moving your pieces. But let's be clear. This isn't about staying silent out of fear. This is strategic silence. The kind that comes from strength, not avoidance. Here's how it works. First, pause before you react. The next time someone tries to provoke you, don't take the bait. Take a breath. Ask yourself, will my reaction serve me, or will it serve them? That one question can save you hours of stress and regret. Second, observe. Don't absorb. Notice what's happening. Hear the words. See the behavior. But don't let it stick to you. Think of their negativity like mud. It only stains if you pick it up and hold it. Third, speak only when your words add value. You don't have to fill every silence just because it feels awkward. Speak when it matters. Speak when it moves the conversation forward. Don't speak just to prove you're right, especially to someone committed to misunderstanding you. And here's the part most people miss. Silence becomes even more powerful when you combine it with distance, when you stop responding instantly, when you stop being available for every argument, when you stop meeting them on their terms. You're sending a message louder than words. I'm not part of your script anymore. You're not playing the role they wrote for you. You've stepped out of their story and back into your own, and when that happens, they lose interest fast, not because you fought them, but because you stopped giving them the one thing they need to survive: your attention. Silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's choosing to protect your energy rather than waste it on people who aren't willing to meet you with respect. And the best part, you get to keep your peace and your power without ever having to raise your voice. Part 3. Stop explaining yourself. Let me tell you something that took me years to learn. You don't owe everyone an explanation. In fact, the more you feel the urge to explain yourself to certain people, the more power you hand over to them, because here's the truth. Manipulators aren't listening to understand you. They're listening to find cracks in your armor. Think about it. If you explain why you said no, they'll look for ways to turn it into a yes. If you explain your boundaries, they'll try to negotiate around them. And if you explain your reasoning, they'll poke holes in it until you start doubting yourself. I've been there. I used to think explaining myself would create understanding and harmony. But with the wrong people, it does the opposite. It's like giving them a map straight to your vulnerabilities. So here's the shift. No is a complete sentence. You don't need a backstory. You don't need a list of reasons. You don't need to soften your stance to make someone else comfortable. This is where self-approval changes everything. When you approve of your own choices, you stop chasing outside validation. You stop wondering, will they be okay with this? And start asking, will I be okay if I allow this? And when your boundaries are backed by confidence, not guilt, they become unshakable. It's like locking the front door to your home. You don't apologize to strangers for protecting what's inside. So why apologize for protecting your peace, your time, and your energy? I know what you might be thinking, but won't people get upset if I don't explain? Yes. Some will, and that's the point. The ones who truly respect you won't demand a backstory to honor your decisions. The ones who don't respect you, they'll get frustrated, maybe even angry, because they can no longer control you. And here's the beautiful part. The moment you stop explaining yourself to the wrong people, you stop playing defense. Your no becomes a statement, not an invitation to debate. Your boundaries become decisions, not negotiations, and you reclaim all the time and energy you used to waste convincing people who were never going to see your side anyway. So the next time you feel that pressure to explain, try this instead. Pause, breathe. And remember, you are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to live in a way that makes sense to you. Part 4. Emotional detachment. Most people hear the words, emotional detachment, and think it means shutting down, becoming cold, refusing to care. But the truth is, real detachment is the exact opposite. It's caring so deeply about your own peace, your own energy, and your own self-worth, that you refuse to let anyone use your emotions as a weapon against you. See, manipulators know this one simple fact: if they can control how you feel, they can control what you do. If they can make you angry, they can paint you as unstable. If they can make you feel guilty, they can push you into saying yes when you mean no. If they can make you anxious, they can keep you hooked on their approval. That's why emotional detachment is so powerful, because it takes away their favorite weapon. Here's how you start building it. Step 1. Recognize your triggers. Pay attention to the moments you feel that rush of emotion, the words, the tone, the situations that pull you in. Awareness is your early warning system. You can't defuse a bomb you don't know exists. Step 2. Respond slowly. You don't have to give anyone instant access to your emotions. If a conversation gets heated, step back. Take an hour. Take a day. Most problems don't get worse just because you waited to answer, but they do get worse when you answer without thinking. Step 3. Keep your ego out of it. Not every insult deserves a rebuttal. Not every provocation needs a reaction. Your worth isn't up for debate. So stop putting it on the table. And here's the beauty of it. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling, it means you choose what's worth feeling about. You choose what deserves your emotional investment. You can still love someone and walk away if there's no respect. You can still feel the sting of betrayal and decide not to retaliate. When you practice emotional detachment, you anchor yourself in calm no matter what storm is swirling around you. You stop letting other people's chaos spill into your spirit. You stop mirroring their dysfunction, and here's what happens: their games stop working. They can't provoke you like they used to. They can't read you like an open book. And when they can't predict you, they can't control you. Your calm becomes their frustration. Your stillness makes their drama useless. And eventually, they'll look for someone else, someone easier to manipulate. So the next time you feel that surge of emotion, pause, ask yourself, if I react right now, does it serve me, or does it serve them? That one question can be the difference between giving away your power and keeping it. Part 5. Protecting your energy. Your energy is your life force. It's more than just your mood, it's your clarity, your creativity, your ability to show up fully in the world. And here's the reality: not everyone deserves access to it. Every single interaction you have, every conversation, every meeting, every message, is either pouring into you or pulling from you. There's no neutral. Some people leave you feeling inspired, focused, and light. Others leave you drained, distracted, and heavy. If you wouldn't let someone walk into your house and steal cash from your wallet, why would you let them steal your peace, your focus, and your emotional balance? Protecting your energy starts with understanding this. You are the gatekeeper, and as the gatekeeper, you decide who gets access and how much. Here's how to start. 1. Limit access. Not everyone should have a direct line to you. You don't have to respond to every text right away. You don't have to take every call. Your time and attention are premium resources. Treat them like it. 2. Audit your circle regularly. Ask yourself, who's adding to my life? Who's taking from it? Who's just standing still while I'm trying to grow? This isn't about cutting people off in anger. It's about aligning yourself with those who lift you higher, not weigh you down. 3. Manage your inputs. It's not just people who drain you, it's also the content you consume. The news, social media, conversations, they all shape your mental state. If you feed your mind chaos, don't be surprised when you feel chaotic. 4. Say no. Without the essay, you don't owe anyone a PowerPoint presentation for why you're not available. No is enough. The people who respect you will respect your boundaries. The ones who don't, that tells you everything you need to know. 5. Prioritize rest and stillness. Silence, solitude, and downtime aren't luxuries. They're maintenance for your soul. If you never recharge, you'll start giving people the tired, half-focused version of yourself, and that helps no one. And here's the beautiful thing: when your boundaries are firm and your availability is limited, you won't need to chase people out of your life. The ones who respect you will stay. The ones who only came to take will disappear on their own. Because when your energy is guarded, you become a different kind of presence. The wrong people can't get in, and the right people feel safe, valued, and inspired in your space. Remember, your energy is not a free-for-all. It's the fuel for your life. Guard it like something priceless, because it is. Part 6. The power of observation. One of the most underrated skills you can have is the ability to simply watch, not react. Not over-explain, just watch. Because here's the thing: the more you talk, the more information you give away. And with the wrong people, that information becomes ammunition. They'll use it to push your buttons, test your boundaries, and figure out exactly how to manipulate you. But when you step back and observe, something powerful happens. People start revealing themselves without you lifting a finger. Observation isn't passive, it's a form of mental discipline. It means you're tuned in, not just to the words people say, but to the energy behind those words. Are they calm but sincere? Friendly but calculated? Warm in tone but cold in intention? It means you're checking for consistency. Do their actions match their promises? Do they show up when they say they will? Do they keep the same energy when you set a boundary? And that's the third piece. Pay close attention to how people react when you draw the line. Respect is non-negotiable. If someone gets defensive, angry, or tries to guilt you just because you said no, you've learned more about them in that moment than you could in 100 conversations. This is why I say observation is power. It's like sitting across the table in a poker game. You're not rushing to play every hand. You're watching their moves, reading their tells, learning their patterns, and in time, the truth always slips through the cracks. When you master observation, you no longer feel the need to fix, justify, or fill in the silence. You let people either earn their place in your life, or quietly disqualify themselves. So speak less, listen more, and remember, the people who belong in your life will respect the fact that you take your time to see them clearly. The ones who don't, they'll show themselves out. Part 7. Letting go of the wrong people. One of the hardest truths you'll ever face is this. Not everyone who starts with you is meant to stay with you, but letting go, that's where most of us get stuck. We tell ourselves we can't walk away because of history, because of the memories, the time invested, the promises made, but here's the reality. History doesn't equal loyalty. And time invested doesn't guarantee a lifetime return. I've been there, holding on to people who had already shown me they weren't good for my peace. I told myself I was being loyal. In truth, I was afraid of the loss, afraid of the empty space that would be left behind. But here's the cost of holding on. Every day you keep the wrong people close, you pay in the most valuable currency you have, your inner peace. Your focus, your self-worth, your mind becomes cluttered. Your attention is divided, and slowly, you start to forget what it feels like to be respected without conditions. Letting go is not rejection. It doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean you wish them harm. It means you've chosen yourself over a relationship that no longer serves your growth. It's saying, I can care about you from a distance. I can wish you well without wishing you back into my life. So how do you actually do it? First, stop chasing if someone's effort has dropped. Match their energy. Relationships should be mutual. If you're the only one carrying it, you're not in a relationship, you're in a rescue mission. Second, let go of the need for closure. You don't need their acknowledgement to move on. Some people will never give you the apology or the explanation you deserve. And that's okay. Your healing doesn't have to wait for their approval. Third, replace guilt with gratitude. Be thankful for the lesson they brought you, even if it came wrapped in pain. Gratitude frees you faster than resentment ever will. And finally, focus on what you're making room for. When you clear out the wrong people, you create space for the right ones, the ones who bring peace. Not chaos, support, not sabotage. The truth is, when you let go of what's weighing you down, your life feels lighter, your opportunities grow, your relationships become healthier, and your self-respect rises. Because you've proven to yourself that you will never again settle for half love or one-sided effort. Sometimes the most powerful goodbye is the silent one. No drama, no public announcement, just a quiet decision that you deserve better and the discipline to follow through. Because the people who are truly meant for you will never make you choose between them and your peace. Part 8. Attracting the right people. Here's the truth about relationships. The people in your life are not random. They're a reflection of your energy and your standards. If you project desperation, you'll attract opportunists. If you radiate peace, you'll attract people who value peace. If you live with self-respect, you'll draw in those who can match it. That's why the work always starts with you. Because the energy you put out becomes a filter for who stays and who fades away. The right people aren't just the ones who make you feel good in the moment. They're the ones who respect you even when they disagree with you. They celebrate your wins without competition. They challenge you to grow without trying to tear you down. Think about that for a second. Who in your life right now pushes you to be better, but does it from a place of genuine care? Not ego. Who supports you without keeping score? Those are the people you build with. So how do you attract more of them? First, audit your circle. Be honest. Who's adding to your life? Who's draining it? And who's just taking up space? Clearing that space isn't about being cruel. It's about creating room for relationships that actually help you grow. Second, step into the right environments. If you want high-quality connections, you have to go where high-quality people gather. Join groups, communities, and spaces that reflect your values. It's hard to meet someone who shares your mindset if you spend all your time in places that go against it. Third, hold your standards, even when it's tempting to lower them. Because here's the thing. The right people won't be intimidated by your boundaries, they'll respect them. And anyone who walks away because you have standards, that's proof they were never the right fit in the first place. Attracting the right people isn't about chasing. It's about embodying the kind of energy you want to receive. If you want loyalty, Be loyal if you want honesty. Live honestly if you want respect. Walk with self-respect. When you live like that, your life starts to align naturally. The wrong people will filter themselves out. The right ones will see your light, and they won't just want to be around it. They'll want to help it shine brighter. Part 9. The power of combining all 8 elements. Think of everything we've talked about so far as individual tools, powerful on their own, but unstoppable when you use them together. Silence boundaries. Emotional detachment, self-validation. Energy protection, observation. Letting go of the wrong people, attracting the right ones. Each one is like a layer of armor. And when you lock all 8 into place, you stop being someone who fights toxic people, and you become someone they can't even reach. Silence takes away their ammunition. Boundaries tell them exactly where the line is, and that it's not up for debate. Emotional detachment keeps you from biting the bait they throw. Self-validation means you don't need their approval to feel whole. Protecting your energy ensures they never get close enough to drain you. Observation lets you see their patterns before they can pull you in. Letting go removes the foothold they've had in your life, and attracting the right people builds an environment where their chaos simply doesn't fit. When all of these work together, something shifts, not just in how you deal with others, but in how you carry yourself. You walk into a room and people can feel the difference before you even say a word. You're calm, grounded, clear. You're not chasing anyone's approval. You're not defending yourself against every little jab. You're simply untouchable. And here's the best part. You don't have to push toxic people away. They'll pull away on their own. Why? Because without chaos to feed on, without emotions to manipulate, without access to your energy, there's nothing for them to take. This isn't about becoming cold or unfeeling. It's about becoming so centered, so clear on your worth, that no one gets to play games with your peace. So imagine for a moment, what would your life look like if you committed to all 8 of these? How much lighter would you feel? How much time and energy would you get back? And how much closer would you be to the life and the relationships you actually want? That's the power of combining them. You're no longer just surviving toxic people. You're living beyond their reach. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't win against toxic people by playing their game. You win by making the game irrelevant. When you refuse to react, when your boundaries are firm, when your self-worth is untouchable, their tricks, their drama, their manipulation, it all falls flat. There's nothing left for them to control. And this isn't about becoming cold or shutting down. You're not cold. You're clear. You're not arrogant. You're aware. You're not closed off. You're selective. You've simply decided that not everyone gets a seat at your table. And that's not cruelty. That's wisdom. This is bigger than just surviving toxic people. This is about freedom. Real freedom, the kind where you wake up with peace in your mind, clarity in your heart, and the energy to focus on what truly matters. The kind where your life is no longer a reaction to someone else's chaos, but a reflection of your own values, your own vision, your own power. So guard your life like it's sacred, because it is. Guard your energy. Guard your peace. Guard your mind, not out of fear, but out of respect for the one life you've been given. And when you do, something amazing happens. You stop chasing approval. You stop defending yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. And you start living on your own terms. That's not just survival, that's thriving, that's power. So from this moment on, choose clarity over chaos. Choose peace over conflict. Choose your growth over their games, because the moment you do, toxic people will no longer have a place in your life, and you'll finally have the space to become everything you were meant to be.